Happy New Year. My setup real janky right now. We're talking about my top 15 albums of the year. Do I have any honorable mentions? Oh, I never put this in order. That's not good. Let's go 15th. Let's put Mob by Babyface Ray and Face by Babyface Ray. They both came out this year. I'm going to put them in one spot. My list, not yours. And this is my latest addition to this list. I didn't listen to this album until like last week, either of them. But I actually gave Babyface Ray a try during the beginning of this year because I saw a TikTok of this, like, I don't know, this like older lady in the street, and I was like, what song are you listening to? And then she was like, oh, blah 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 by Babyface Ray, and then all the comments were like, yo, she valid. So I was like, let me check it out. I didn't like it. That's it. That's all I have to say. I didn't like it. But that's okay because I now realized I was listening to it for the wrong reasons. I was listening to it, like I don't think I was in the right headspace. I was listening to it for other reasons than what it's supposed to do. And it's supposed to just make you feel cool. That's like, no, like it's cool, but it's like cool. Like I feel like I need to be like making money, something. I need to be feeling something when I'm listening to it. I need to be like robbing somebody. I don't know. That sounds racist. In the beginning of the year when I tried listening to it, I didn't get it. It went over my head. But now I'm like, I get it. That sounds so corny. What am I talking about? I listened to it for the right reason, and now I understand why people like it, and now I enjoy it too. It's all it's about. For his, like, I don't know, like rappers similar to him, I prefer more of a like aggressive. On some songs, he does do that, like rap, what more like ESTG, perfect example. Same ballpark artist. They're similar. I can say that. It's two similar artists that I like, but I prefer ESTG just because of like ESTG creates a more aggressive atmosphere, which I prefer to Babyface Ray. But I'd still enjoy both of them, obviously. That's why he's making my top 15. 14, Trifecta 2 by Shitty Boys. Weird pick, but the album really speaks to me on a spiritual level, All 7 chakras are flowing when I'm listening to that. Really good beats, like good samples that aren't cleared, but that's okay. Don't matter to me. And I'd say they're the most underrated group out right now. I mean, Babytron, obviously, super popular. He's like one hit away from being like super mainstream, and then everyone's gonna start hating on him and being like, oh, y'all new fans ruined it for me. I was there back when he was sampling Jurassic Park. Shut up. Who cares? Just fucking, he's successful. You're not. Go listen to his music. He's talking about you. He's talking about you. He don't. Yeah. All I have to say, 13. I'm gonna put Her Loss. I'm going to put Her Loss by Drake and 21. I wish it was more 21 instead of Drake. It kind of just seems like Drake featuring 21. Some awkward songs on there, like the Daft Punk sample blows. I can't stand that song. But other than like a few like just like duds, it's a good project overall. I don't have anything bad to say. I really don't have anything bad to say. Just more 21. 12, I'm going to put Red Veil, Learn to Swim. Great project, great artist, great production. There's a lot of emotion in his songs. You can tell he's there, like he's in the song. No shit, but you know what I'm saying. He's in it. That's all you can really ask for. He's improved since his previous project, which was like, in my opinion, a couple good songs and then good ideas that weren't fully there. But this is, the way I'm talking about it sounds like it should be higher, but the reason it isn't is because it had no replay value for me. None. It was my most listened to album for like 2 months, I'd say. 2 months. But now I can listen to PG Baby, Morphine, Mars, working on it. Outside of those songs, it didn't, I don't know. I think he's a great artist though. Great album. But for some reason, I just couldn't replay it. I don't know why I'm justifying that. It's my fault. Anyways, 11. I'm going to go Bin Reaper 3 and Megatron. I'm putting both of them. Why? Because it's not like these albums are a story or anything like that. They're not a concept. They're just good beats, funny bars, good stuff, great references, just great album. But like, you can combine these two albums into like a 40 song thing, and there's not too much disparity throughout both, but I appreciate on Bin Reaper 3 some diversity. Drill beat, Detroit like group song wasn't the best on the album, but I like those type of things. It's like a cipher. I think it was called something cipher. I don't know. I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I have both these albums in my head like on the same level because I have some of my favorite songs of the year on Megatron, but I think Bin Reaper is a better album. Next, I got Melt My Eyes, See Your Future, but the deluxe. The album's good too, but the deluxe is really what got me. It's just great. It's like 8 songs. I don't have the biggest attention span. The longest album I can listen to is like if I'm sitting down, like if I'm on a long car ride, airplane, maybe 15 songs I can get through. It's just 8 songs and just good. The reason I like it better than the original the reason I like it better than the original track list is because it's like, look, I should read my notes. That's what I should be doing. It's like a tiny desk. It's like a tiny desk, but 8 of them. And I love tiny desk videos. We get two brand new songs, but the rest of the album's great too, but I just really wanted to focus on talking about the deluxe. Next, I'm going to put Flawless by Lucky. Honestly, probably the most consistent Lucky album. I'm saying that though without full knowledge on his discography because I haven't listened to alternative trap or anything from that era, which is like not his best, but like, I mean, he had like Chief Keef and Justin Timberlake co-signs then, so I feel like I should definitely go back and look at that. But it's just this album's so consistent than his last few, and he actually had more energy on this album. That Future feature fucking woke him up. He hasn't sounded that awake since pre-Lean Gut. Even then, not even. This is the most awake he's ever been. He sounds like a different rapper, and he should do that more. Him and Future make a collab album. That won't happen. Next one, Wasteland, Brent Faiyaz. This is Brent's first real album, if we're being honest. Everything else was just like 10 songs. Good. Few hits. Nothing crazy. This is definitely Brent's most complete album. Each song has some creative focus, and he created a narrative throughout it. I liked all the skits. I didn't like all the skits. They weren't like fun to listen to, but it created a narrative. It created a story. I didn't need all like the mouth sounds and shit in that one skit. We didn't need that. Like, I know kissing exists, but we didn't. Next up on my list, I'm going to put 2000 by Joey Badass. I really wanted this to be my album of the year. I really wanted this to be I was like, this is going to be better than 1999. It's going to be better than Before the Money. This is going to be better than All American Badass. But actually, I have it above All American Badass. But I had really high expectations, and I had, a set thing in my head of what this is going to look like. What is this album going to be? I thought I knew. I was like, this is it. This is the type of beats I'm expecting. I feel like after the first few songs, you're like, oh, this is just like Static Selecta beats, good rapping, not really a narrative, kind of just rapping. But anyways, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this album. If you take out like 4 of the songs on it, it's kind of perfect. The Chris Brown song, no, we need to stop featuring Chris Brown on things. I'm gonna have to talk about him later in this video. There is some of Joey's best songs on this album. Survivor's Guilt. I think the opening song with Diddy, it's an intro. You don't expect much from it, but it's just it's so good. I can't describe it for you. You gotta check it out. You gotta listen to it. I like Brand New 911 too. Yeah, I just wish Joey was a little more hungry on this one. Like on Before the Money, his best album. Honestly, easily, actually, way better than 1999. Fuck you for thinking otherwise. Way better. Well, better, not way better. I'm getting ahead of myself. But that album, it's his most aggressive album, easily. And I was hoping for something like that because that's what I like from him. Next on my list, I'm going to put Gemini Right by Steve Lacy. I think it's his first real album. I've said that a few times about a few of these albums, but a lot of his other work was very it seemed like everything he had put out has just been demos or unfinished ideas. But you could hear the potential and the personality and the talent. Isn't perfect, but it's the most put together body of work he had. Host said she likes Steve Lacy. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. This album is, I went back and listened to it again before this, and it's It's really an experience. It's not like I listened to it and was like, this is going on my playlist, this is going on my playlist, this is going on my playlist. Some of those songs you can't really put on your playlist. It would kind of just fuck up whatever vibe you're on. But it's really like an experience. Really an experience that I've never heard anything like. My next spot, right, we're near number 1. Next up, I'm going to put God Don't Make Mistakes by Conway. This is definitely Conway's best album by far, actually. I don't even think it's close, but I hear a lot of people say his last project, From King to a God, I believe it was called. They say that was better. It wasn't. This is the most introspective we've ever gotten Conway, which is crazy because he's an introspective rapper. So, for example, like the song Stressed, we haven't seen him get that deep since like The Cow, which was years ago. Great flows all around. Favorite project from him. Next up, Kiss the Ring by Rome Streetz. This was my number 1 for months. It's my most listened to album of the year. Good flows, good bars. I mean, it's just the Griselda sound, but that's what it is. That's what Griselda is. If you haven't checked out Griselda's whole camp, I mean, I can't recommend Rome Streetz enough. Like, the big 3, Benny, Conway, Westside Gunn. Past those 3, a lot of people don't know that Griselda is a lot of people. Stove God, Rome Streetz, such a great collective, and I think Rome Streetz is my personal favorite. Ooh, maybe. I don't know. It might be a hot take. It's a kind of hot take. I don't know. It's definitely my most listened to album. I haven't checked out any of his earlier work, but I'm assuming that's his best because I've heard nothing but praise for this album. And you'll love it, especially if you love the Griselda sound. Next on my list, Heroes and Villains, Metro Boomin. Every time I listen to it, I put it higher and higher on this list. It's so good. Get glimpses of Prime Future, Prime Thug. I wish there was more diversity in the artists. It felt like Future and Don Toliver were on every song. They weren't, but you get what I'm saying. I feel like Metro definitely has the pull to put almost whoever he wants on an album. But other than that, favorite trap album of the year. Only a few songs I don't like, and it's really just because Travis Scott held the entire album back. I said it. Next up, number 1 album of the year, The Forever Story. I've been saying forever, not on YouTube obviously because this is my first video, but I've been saying for a while that Denzel and JID I just needed like one more album that would really solidify them. Denzel did that with Taboo and Melt My Eyes and even Zoo, but JID hadn't dropped in years, and I had listened to that album and it wasn't. I knew there was something more. I knew he could be great, but he didn't have a sound. He was kind of just a good rapper. He found his sound. It's great. Definitely my favorite album from this year. Huge year for him. Super happy with that album. All right, that's gonna do it for my list. Yeah, that's it.